Hi, my name is Thomas Wang, and today I'm just here to discuss the different languages that they offer in high school and which one that you should take. And in my personal situation, I'm taking Spanish right now, and like any normal person, I'm taking a language just because I want the advanced diploma. If not for the diploma, I would not ever take a language in my entire life. But they made it required for the diploma, for the good diploma, and I'm really going for that. And I also picked Spanish because every other person picks Spanish. Like I've never heard of many people going to French and Latin. And obviously people do, or else they wouldn't exist as a class. But I just don't know. Spanish is obviously the most popular chosen language. And it's deserved because it is technically true. Actually, I did not research. But they say that Spanish is the second most spoken language in the U.S. My beef with that is that it's like freaking all the way on the bottom of the list in languages spoken in the world. And I mean that as an exaggeration, but what I really mean is I wish they offered Mandarin as a class. And I know they do in some places in the world, but in my small town they apparently don't. And it really sucks because I actually did Google this. Mandarin is the second most spoken language in the world. Of course, English is first because it's English, like everyone speaks that. But it's not even that far behind English. It's a few million, and that might sound like a lot, but the next place is like a few hundred million behind. So like Mandarin and English are very closely linked in population of people who speak it. So the fact that they don't offer Mandarin in schools is kind of annoying. And also, I'm definitely biased. Obviously, I'm biased. I speak Mandarin at least enough to get a head start in the class. And I really wish they had it. And my brother said that like they just don't have enough people to teach Mandarin. I doubt that actually probably. I know a lot of people who speak Mandarin. They just probably don't want to teach it, but I don't know. Hopefully they can get that switched up in the future. But anyways, the current classes they do offer are Spanish, Latin, and French. And I just started taking a language. I could have started in middle school, but I was too busy in band. So now I'm starting. And my first class was pretty hilarious in Spanish. I just said "sí" the whole time, and she came in and said random Spanish. And I hate how they just instantly start speaking a new language off the bat. You don't even get to learn anything. She's like, "Oh," and everyone doesn't know what she said. She's like, "Yeah." Except for me, I don't know what she said, but I do know Spanish. I know "sí," which is yes. So every time she said something random, I was just like, "Sí." See, and she was like, "Yeah, you know Spanish," and then after a few times she got really annoyed. But anyways, Spanish has been pretty funny. My issue is everyone already knows Spanish. By everyone I mean like 5 people, which is a solid like 20% of the class. It's kind of annoying because they kind of just goof off. Last time they pretty much slept the whole class, and she got annoyed to like tap on their table with a pencil, and really there's nothing else they really need to do because they already know the language, so they don't need to learn it. And that's what I wish I could do with Mandarin. I already know enough Mandarin to get me a solid foundation and a head start. I could be goofing off and doing nothing in class, but instead I have to learn Spanish. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, and plus everyone in the class is an absolute idiot. Respectfully, I'm not saying any names, but like, it's a chaotic class. We don't actually learn much, and we are learning much. I am having a test tomorrow. But here's where the difference comes in. I'm going to switch to Latin, which it might not make any sense because Spanish is actually one of the most, like I said before, it's the most spoken language in the U.S., or second most. And I didn't research French or Latin. Latin is a dead language. No one goes on the street speaking Latin. If they do, I'm concerned for their mental health. But French, never heard that either. I doubt there's much French. My friends say there's like French speakers in Canada. I'm not in Canada. I don't really care. So Spanish is obviously the better choice, at least to most people. But my issue was I realized even after learning a language for 3 years, which is the amount you need for the diploma, or you can do 2 and 2, but I don't want to take 4 years of a language. But the issue is, even after learning a language for 3 years in class, for some reason I didn't realize this, but you still barely know any of the language. 3 years sounds like a lot, and it is. But in the end, all you learned is like a few words compared to the entirety of the language. You only know like enough to say that you barely know Spanish. You just learn words that like are most commonly said. you still haven't like deep dived into the language. That's why there's like even more classes, but that's just a pain. No one wants to do that. So in the end, taking a language, you know like the basic words. All you know are the basics and enough to get you by as a technical speaker of that language. But you're not fluent enough like everyone is fluent in English. You can't talk like every day and be all that. And also, the chances are you're rarely even going to use that language. Like my brother already said he forgot all of Latin, and obviously Latin's a dead language. You don't get to use it anywhere. But I'm pretty sure even if you learn Spanish, you're rarely going to even use it. If you needed to know Spanish, you would have known it already. And there's rarely any chances in the public where you actually need to know Spanish, other than like saying something. Oh yeah, I highly recommend learning Yo no hablo español. I don't know if I said that correctly, but I Google translated it. It's for I don't speak Spanish. I learned that just so I could tell Spanish people that I don't speak Spanish. I'm hoping it comes in handy someday. I'm yet to use it. But yeah, I'm switching to Latin, and part of it is a personal situation because first of all, my brother says that Latin is easier and there's less people in the class, at least in my area. And it's a much more chill, and most importantly, she said that the teacher is really nice, and that's a big yes sir moment because we always appreciate the nice teachers. And plus, Latin is like a root of English, so he said he just learned a bunch of root English in there. That's just like helps you understand grammar more. So it literally applies to your English. You're not learning a language that you're never going to use. You're learning some fact, and plus also I heard that you learn a lot of mythology. But like I said before, you learn the root of English, so it literally helps you in English, not some other random language. And sure, you never speak Latin, but that doesn't really matter, really. I heard that half the class is learning mythology from my brother, and half the class is actual Latin, and then, some of it's just root grammar, learning more about grammar, English, well, yada, yada, yada. It's the root language. But that's why I'm switching to Latin. And, personally, I'm having fun in both classes. Actually, I haven't taken Latin. I know Latin's probably going to be fun. At least I'm taking my brother's word for it. Spanish is fun right now because no one knows what they're doing and it's just goofing off. But that's why I'm kind of switching out of it because I'm not really getting anything productive done. I feel like it's not very efficient in the way we're learning things, especially since everyone already knows Spanish. So I'm switching to Latin, and there's no way in the heck of the world that anyone already knows Latin. So we're actually going to be learning and trying in that class, so probably a better idea. And French, I haven't really thought about French much. The French language, personally, I thought I'll go to France, the city of love and whatnot. I don't really give a crap. The Eiffel Tower looks like a giant stick in the ground. I don't really know. Not to disrespect Paris or France or whatever. I don't think French is a very good option. Plus, the French teacher at our school, he's really enthusiastic. I walk by his door and he's just like, bonjour, bonjour, and I'm just like, that sounds like an energetic guy. But anyways, if you wanted to learn a language, Spanish, technically speaking, is probably the best choice. You're obviously going to use it the most. But just know you're not going to know, even after 3 years, you're not going to know enough to be genuinely fluent in that language. You'll be fluent in catchphrases that you memorize because of the tests. But for some reason I thought there would be a code and you'd just decipher each word and then you'd suddenly be able to instantly acquire the fluency and just instantly be able to learn everything. But no, you have to learn a language one word at a time and just expand off that, and that's just, it's such a pain, man. So personally, I'm going to take Latin because obviously some of my reasons are personal for me. Nice teacher, the class is smaller, all that good stuff. But if you genuinely want to learn a useful language to speak, do Spanish. But if you want kind of a more, in my brother's opinion, I'm not quoting anything from me. In my brother's opinion, Latin is easier and also more fun and just kind of more useful if you don't care about the language itself because it's the root of English. So, up to you really, but definitely don't take French. Actually, do whatever you want really, but I don't recommend French. Latin or Spanish. If you want something actually useful, do Spanish. If you want something fun and still kind of useful, then do Latin. But really, the choice is up to you. So, pick a good one.